Hello, friends. Welcome to the Light of the World Ministry. And today I'm going to share with you what we've learned about King Nebuchadnezzar's dream of a statue. Now that we understand what the kingdoms of Medo-Persia and Greece are really about, we can relate what we now know to the other visions in the book of the prophet Daniel, including the dream of King Nebuchadnezzar of a statue. If you haven't read any of the previous blogs on the prophet Daniel's prophecies, please read or watch some of the videos first. I'm adding links to our website and to our YouTube channel in the description of this video. In the dream of King Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, he saw a statue that the prophet Daniel interpreted the meaning of. Here is the meaning of the statue that King Nebuchadnezzar saw in his dream that the prophet Daniel interpreted. I'm going to start reading from Daniel chapter 2, verse 31. It reads, "As you, O king, were watching, a great statue appeared. A great and dazzling statue stood before you, and its form was awesome. The head of the statue was pure gold, its chest and arms were silver, its belly and thighs were bronze, its legs were iron, and its feet were part iron and part clay." This was the dream. Now we will tell the king its interpretation. "You, O king, are the King of kings, to whom the God of heavens have given sovereignty, power, strength, and glory. Wherever the sons of men or beasts of the fields or birds of the air dwell, he has given them into your hand and has made you ruler over them all. You are that head of gold. But after you, there will arise another kingdom inferior to yours. Next, a third kingdom, one of bronze, will rule the whole earth. Finally, there will be a fourth kingdom, as strong as iron, for iron shatters and crushes all things. And like iron that crushes all things, it will shatter and crush all the others." Based on that interpretation by the prophet Daniel of King Nebuchadnezzar's dream, there will be four kingdoms that will rule on earth. The first one, Babylon. The first kingdom, the head of gold. The second kingdom is the chest and arms of silver. The third kingdom, the belly and thigh of bronze. And the fourth kingdom, legs of iron and feet of iron and clay. So there will be four kingdoms that will rule on earth. Now we're going to connect what we've learned from our previous studies of Daniel chapter 8 to the dream of King Nebuchadnezzar, because they are related. We learned from chapter 8 of the book of Daniel that the ram stands for Medo-Persia, and Medo-Persia represents absolute rulership. The two horns of the ram stand for absolute monarchy and communism. And communism is the horn of the ram that grew up later. We covered all of this in previous episodes. So if you haven't watched any of them, please watch them first so that you know what we're talking about here. We've also learned that the goat in the prophet Daniel's vision is Greece, and Greece represents democracy. The long horn of the goat represents the first king of Greece. The first king of Greece is the United States of America. So Greece represents democracy, and Medo-Persia represents absolute rulership. They are types of governments. They are types of ruling systems that were used or are still being used to govern people and nations. So based on the interpretation given by the prophet Daniel to King Nebuchadnezzar, Babylon is the first kingdom. It is a type of ruling system also because we figured that the other kingdoms are ruling system, so Babylon has to be a ruling system also. We're going to put Medo-Persia and Greece in places of the second and third kingdoms because we know that there are types of government and ruling systems, and historically speaking, they also appeared in that order. History is a forerunner of biblical prophecies. They are the foreshadows of the things that are still to come. Babylon, Medo-Persia, and Greece appeared in history in the same order. Babylon first, Medo-Persia second, and Greece. And there's supposed to be a fourth kingdom based on this vision that will also rule on earth. But this fourth kingdom is not here yet. And we will study that in future episodes, God willing, and we'll figure out what that fourth system is. And just to give you an idea, that fourth system is supposed to be the beast system. But just to give you a recap, Babylon is the first kingdom that will rule on earth. It is a political and religious system rolled into one. King Nebuchadnezzar ruled as both religious and political figure. This is the Babylonian type system. Any nation ruled by one person who is in charge of both religious and political affairs of that nation is considered under the realm of the spiritual kingdom of Babylon. Medo-Persia is the second kingdom. And we know from our previous studies that Medo-Persia represents absolute rulership. Any nation ruled by an absolute ruler, whether it be monarch, emperor, dictator, or a group of dictators, is considered under the realm of the spiritual kingdom of Medo-Persia. Absolute monarchy and the communist system are the two most common types of absolute rulership governments. Now, Greece is the third kingdom, which represents democracy, the democratic system. Any nation that chooses its leader through a democratic election is under the realm of the kingdom of Greece. The fourth kingdom, also known as the beast, God willing, we're going to look into what this beast system is about in future episodes. There are parallel prophecies about this system in the book of Revelation. We will connect what we've learned from our previous studies to this fourth kingdom, which is also known as the beast system. In conclusion, my friends, King Nebuchadnezzar's dream of a statue was interpreted by the prophet Daniel as four kingdoms that will rule on earth. And based on what we've learned from the vision of the prophet Daniel of a goat and a ram, we are able to figure out that these four kingdoms are four types of governments or ruling systems. The first three kingdoms are Babylon, Medo-Persia, and Greece. And they represent a political, religious system, absolute rulership system, and democracy. And the fourth kingdom we're going to look into in future episodes. Until next time, friends, may God bless you.